Alright, so I kind of wanted to continue making this video. I stopped it early when I was riding my bike, but I kind of wanted to make this video real quick about quitting alcohol. But so this thing I noticed is, okay, the biggest, like, one of the biggest problems I have is in life is, okay, is this is kind of interesting, is I'm not really sure who I am. I've never really known who I was, I guess you could say. You know what you've accomplished, and you know what you learn what you're capable of, but you kind of have to create your life to figure out who you are. And I moved all the way growing up all the time, and I also, you know, and when I say that, you 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 can tell who you are by the things you've done, but I guess I don't really stop for long enough to think of who I am or who I want to be necessarily, or who I want to become, or what lifestyle I want in the future in certain ways. But so what I wanted to say about that is that um by quitting drinking, I have a way better idea about it now, just in 30 days, than I did when I was drinking every day, and just kind of seeing where things were going to go, who I was going to end up being. Like, what fun do I want to have tonight? How good is this going to make me feel? And then kind of falling apart the next day, being sick. But so a lot of my life now has to do with stress when it didn't used to. And that comes from a lot of things, but I want to explain one correlation between the idea of having stress or feeling in a rush and annoyed and wanting to drink alcohol, with the correlation of your adrenal glands. So I've been listening to a ton of podcasts, and I got it sometime make a video to talk about all the podcasts, because there's some good ones out there. So, like, okay, say, is any situation really stressful? There is situations that are stressful. Like, there's situations that can release cortisol in your body from your adrenal glands. Okay, this is what I hear, okay? So say you release stress in your body because your house is on fire, and you have cortisol go through your body, and it gives you flight or fight mechanism triggered, and you need to go get out of the house and save your life. Well, cortisol uh, can break down glycogen, I think, in the body, which is held in the muscles and your liver, and maybe your fat, I don't know. And and so cortisol is a necessity for like the function of your body, and it wakes you up in the morning too. You have cortisol higher than at night, supposedly. So it's a chemical in your body, but some of the problems that might have made me drink was a adrenal problem, which is, I have a hard time sleeping at night. I have a hard time waking up in the morning, which makes it seem like, am I a night person, or do I have an adrenal problem? I'm pretty healthy. So it's kind of like, it doesn't seem like it's affecting my muscles, breaking them down a lot. I think actually I'm pretty lucky with health and in shape and stuff, and symmetrical and stuff. Um, but if it is a problem, or if I think it is a problem, and that led me to drink alcohol, well, that makes sense to me. Like, but the correlation I wanted to make was, oh man, I forgot. Like this, like, is that more of like what you eat kind of has to do with the stress you might have in your life. So like I've been eating one time a day, one window, which they call it, for 2 to 3 hours, and the way that's affecting my life is, at first, for the first week, it was making it hard to sleep, but I had way more energy, just a ton of energy, like unbelievable energy. Um, but I couldn't sleep well. This week, I'm still doing my goals, and I haven't drank. I haven't been drinking, and I'm starting to get into a pattern of eating once a day, and the supposedly your cortisol is a little bit higher when you're eating once a day, but there's foods like if you drink a lot of coffee, that can make your cortisol a lot. It could mess up your adrenal glands for some reason, and maybe even thyroid gland. I don't know, but it can change how your it can add stress, and which is from adrenal glands. So, and it's like in the form of cortisol or epinephrine, probably cortisol, and that can add stress in your day. And then look at when you feel stress, you can it can make you want to drink alcohol. And I think there was another thing I wanted to say, but I forgot. It's kind of like when you quit. I forgot what it was. I forgot, but it was kind of just about how kind of what you eat and how you sleep and stuff. I'm getting tired. How it can affect your your adrenal glands. I guess one thing I just would want to say is that is if you eat healthy and you sleep and you can lower your stress, it's gonna help you quit drinking. I got a good friend. He drinks every day, all day. I mean, he did. I don't know if he is right now, but he seems like he's in a okay mood all the time, and he's remembers a lot of the stuff. The alcohol doesn't really seem to affect his like memory, or he actually seems pretty happy in a lot of ways. Like I could never get that way, but he never gets hungover. He never gets extra amounts of stress from the alcohol, and that might have been what really got me to quit drinking was the stress, the waking up and feeling like, I don't know if anybody else out there feels like it, but just like they're gonna commit suicide or die, like the worst feeling of living in hell that you've ever felt. That's what started happening to me mentally. But then just drinking every day just broke down every goal I got, everything I'm doing right now. Ah, man, I've been in Chicago for like 2 years now, almost, and I've been trying for a year. I tried so hard to get on top of everything and go to school for comedy, and I had this really weird reason for being here, but and I wanted to just move on in life, like go forward, and I just 6 months I quit drinking. It's the longest ever, and I was doing good, and then I met a friend here, and we started drinking, and I mean it was fun, and it's the easiest thing in the world to do, and it just and life just went downhill, and it's not the worst it's ever been for me, not even close. When I was young, before I made a big decision to start working for an oil company, and I just started went from there through all these oil companies around the country, um, which was really really unbelievable, the things I got to do and see. But it was the worst I ever drinking, just getting drunk for like a year, And ever since then, it's kind of went downhill for me with alcohol, like quitting less, more and more and more and more and more and more. And now finally, I'm just, instead of getting, I was way up here and now I'm way down here, and then I'm just like done. Like this is just this is just she can't even live a life I want to live like this. It's been 2 years since I've been here, and what a waste of time for a year. And you can't totally say that because you gotta. Part of the reason why I came here was to meet people, live in a city, and live a life I wanted to live in. I have gotten a chance to create that, and I'm learning a lot by myself here. But I mean, it's just such a weird lifestyle. Such a weird lifestyle. No real friends. Or just one. No girlfriends. No, don't even really meet anybody. Like I meet a lot of people every day, but nobody that just stays in touch. It's really hard. It's hard to get to know anybody doing this job I'm doing. And I've got more goals with this job, like stocks trading, while I'm doing this job, and I'm just having a. It's just hard to get a hold of anything in the city of Chicago. It's hard to ride your bike around the city and meet somebody and say, "Hey, you want to be friends? Let's be friends. I'll come in here and drink coffee. You're nice to meet you. Would you like to go out sometime?" It's it's really tough to do that. I mean, it's probably easy. It's probably, it's me not not being in the mood to do that, or whatever it is about me that's keeping me from doing that. But so I don't know. Um, but no matter what, I mean, man, I can't believe quitting drinking is like, this is such a great feeling. It's been just 30 days. 30 days, that's it. In just 30 days. And I feel like I'm making like the biggest accomplishment out of everything, which is retarded because it's corny, because I've done, because there is so many things you can do in life. Why just have an accomplishment of something that you should be able to accomplish way bigger things? Oh, I quit putting alcohol in my body. Sounds corny, but it is such a big deal because it's just influencing every aspect of my life, and every moment is like so crazy now because it's like I'm way more thoughtful and I think about it and I see people and I put together this like, like little story, and I know it's going to get better, and it's great. I remember last time I quit for 6 months, I did get bored and it got to be winter time, and that's the hardest time for me, and that's when I started drinking, and I just I got to the point where I remember drinking and I was like, I'm not gonna do. I was like, oh, I'll just drink a bottle of wine, and I ended up breaking it on my floor, and I went and bought like 3 more bottles of wine, and I got so drunk, and I was like, that's it, that's all I'm gonna do. And I just was so sick, and but I just, right there, it just hooked me right back into it. And I couldn't stop, didn't even think of stopping. It was just the next, oh, when can I drink again? When it's like your brain, just part of my brain just shuts off, and it's just that little part of your brain where you can having you work, getting you by every day, but you're just, the alcohol is the biggest thing, and it got to be where, I mean, I was drinking maybe 4 or 5, 6 beers a night, but I still was able to keep it down, to not get just wasted every night. When I was younger, I did that. And now it's been 30 days, and I'm really happy, but I don't know. I'm gonna keep making these videos. I'm sorry they're really boring and stuff, but I just, I don't know. It's helping me, and every day I feel so strongly about it still, that it's on my mind so much that it's hard to not talk about it. And I don't really have a lot of friends that want to hear me talk about quit drinking. So if anybody happens to see the video and they watch it, like, well, you know, good luck to you, and making videos really helps. So good luck. Bye.